One of the coolest things about rewatching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air is realizing just how many future black superstars appeared on the show before they were famous. Some were future Oscar winners, some became music legends, others turned into major TV and movie stars. But back then, they were just guest stars trying to make it in Hollywood. Today we're looking at black celebrities who appeared on The Fresh Prince before becoming huge stars. Now, before we start, most if not all of these people were already starting their respective careers and gaining notoriety in their industries, but they weren't household names just yet. Before becoming a Hollywood icon, Queen Latifah appeared multiple times on The Fresh Prince and played two different characters. She first appeared as Marissa Redmond, Hillary's demanding boss, then later returned as Dee Dee, Will's blind date that he really likes but struggles with his shallow insecurities about taking her out in public. At the time, Queen Latifah was mainly known in hip-hop circles, years before starring in movies like Set It Off and her very own sitcom Living Single, becoming one of entertainment's most respected actresses. Long before Marvel movies and Oscar nominations, Don Cheadle appeared as Ice Tray, Will's street-smart friend from Philly. His character immediately clashes with Carlton, creating one of the show's most memorable culture shock episodes. Ice Tray had Hillary's nose wide open, and Uncle Phil and Aunt Viv wasn't having it at all. Even back then, Don Cheadle had that screen presence that made it obvious he was going places. Before becoming one of the defining actresses and it girls of the 90s, Nia Long appeared as Lisa Wilkes, Will's serious girlfriend and eventual fiancé. This role helped introduce her to a much bigger audience, before classic films like Friday, Love Jones, and The Best Man made her a star. Fun fact, did y'all know Jada Pinkett auditioned for the Lisa Wilkes role, but they told her she was too short? Before audiences knew him from House of Pain and movies like Jason's Lyric, Alan Payne appeared on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in an episode titled My Brother's Keeper, which is a New Jack City reference. Payne played a high school basketball player named Marcus, who was a young father trying to earn a scholarship to better him and his son's life. Alan Payne had that cool, smooth energy even back then. His skills and his appearance helped launch him into bigger television and film roles throughout the 90s. Alan Payne stars in some of my all-time favorite movies that I watch over and over again. Before becoming a global supermodel, media mogul, and the face of shows like America's Next Top Model, Tyra Banks appeared on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. She played Jackie, one of Will's serious love interests, and quickly became a fan favorite. Unlike some of Will's other relationships on the show, Jackie actually challenged him and had real chemistry with him on screen. At the time, Tyra was already building her modeling career, but she hadn't yet become the television powerhouse the world would later know. Looking back, it's interesting seeing one of fashion's biggest names stepping into scripted TV before dominating entertainment and pop culture. Her appearance on Fresh Prince also showed early signs of the charisma and confidence that would eventually make her one of the most recognizable personalities in television. She played in one of my favorite movies, Higher Learning. Before becoming a major movie star in films like Independence Day, Set It Off, and Kill Bill, Vivica A. Fox made an appearance on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air early in her acting career. Now, Vivica was already known in the soap opera and daytime television streets before this role. On The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, she played a character named Janet. She was Jazz's sister that seemed sweet but turned out to be bossy and controlling. Vivica brought the same bold personality and confidence that later became her trademark in Hollywood. At the time, Vivica was still building her resume with smaller television roles, but her charisma already stood out on screen. What's cool is that Fresh Prince gave audiences an early look at someone who would later become one of the most recognizable actresses and it girls of the 90s and 2000s. Before becoming one of the most iconic supermodels in fashion history, Naomi Campbell made a memorable appearance on Fresh Prince of Bel in the early 90s. She played Helen, Will's stunning date, in the season 1 episode Kiss My Butler. Even back then, Naomi had undeniable screen presence and confidence. At the time, she was already rising in the modeling world, but she hadn't yet become the global fashion icon we know today. Looking back now, it's wild seeing one of the original supermodels casually show up in a sitcom episode with Will Smith. Long before becoming Santana Lopez on Glee, Naya Rivera appeared on The Fresh Prince of Bel as a child actress. She played a young girl named Cindy in a season 3 episode, and even though it was a small role, you can already see the charisma that later made her a fan favorite on television. A lot of people completely missed this cameo because Naya was so young at the time, but revisiting the episode now feels like discovering a hidden piece of TV history. Her career exploded with Glee, where she became one of the show's breakout stars. Rest in peace to her. Before becoming one of the biggest comedians in the world, Chris Rock appeared on The Fresh Prince of Bel in a small but memorable role. He played a famous star named Maurice. Will is so excited to meet him, and Maurice tells him to take his sister out on a date. When Will sees Maurice's sister, he's thrown completely off. Chris Rock played Maurice and the sister, which was a hot mess. Chris Rock's unmistakable voice and comedic energy are instantly recognizable today. Back then, he was still a rising stand-up comic, trying to break into television and film. Not long after, he exploded in popularity through stand-up specials, movies, and Saturday Night Live. Seeing Chris Rock on The Fresh Prince now feels like spotting the early stages of a comedy legend before worldwide fame hit. Also, the insane incident between him and Will Smith in recent years. Before starring in films like Menace to Society, Dead Presidents, and Love Jones, Larenz Tate showed up on Fresh Prince. He played Kenny, a smooth-talking little boy trying to sweep Ashley off her feet. Will intercepts Kenny's games and runs him off. Even though this was a smaller role, you could already see the future star power there. His performance stood out so much that many fans still remember the episode decades later. This appearance came right before Larenz Tate became one of the defining actors of the 90s black cinema, and a lot of women and girls' imaginary boyfriends. Looking back, Fresh Prince wasn't just a classic sitcom. It was also a launching pad for future black excellence in Hollywood. It's honestly incredible how many future stars walked through the Banks mansion before the world knew their names. Which appearance surprised you the most? Comment below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell for more Throwback TV deep dives. Bye!